Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
Yes, guys, just double checking, make sure everything's good there. Look at this graph. Look at these bars. As you can see, we have a G3 level storm going on, which, this is the highest I remember seeing in quite a while. And, we're getting blasted with energy.
Yes.
Now, it depends on how you look at it. If you listen to official sources, what's going to happen with this? Well, let's take a look right over here, actually. Let's go over to the watchers, and we see induced currents, power system voltage irregularities are possible, false alarms may be triggered on some protection devices. Spacecraft systems may experience surface charging, increased drag on low Earth orbit satellites, and orientation problems may occur. Navigation, intermittent satellite navigation problems, GPS, including loss of lock and increased range of error may occur. Radio, HF, or high frequency radio may be intermittent, and we could have aurora all the way down as low as Pennsylvania to Iowa to Oregon. So that's what they say will be a possibility with this. You guys, and we know increased earthquake and volcanic activity is another possibility. Actually, it's been kind of quiet. It really has been quiet as far as the bigger quakes. 5.7 is the biggest quake. We only got 28 quakes registering at the USGS of 2.5 or better. And so, when we look at 5.7 being the strongest one out there, it just hits me as a little bit odd. Of course, odd things happen. I wonder, is it building? Is it building? Is there going to be a release? Because in times past, we've usually seen bigger quakes when we get hit by this much energy.
Exactly. So this is something we all need to keep an eye on. And actually, since, for the last few days when we're working with people, we've had a lot of dropped calls. We've had a lot of bad connections. So this energy's been incoming. It just feels like it's reaching some kind of a peak right now.
There's a lot of things reaching peaks in this world for sure. But again, I just wanted to reiterate this. This is very strong. It's expected to stay this way pretty much possibly for the rest of the day. And when we jump over, and this is just going to be a quick update on things here, we see Gil Bates. I'm getting really used to calling Gil Bates.
Yeah, I heard we made some kind of a master list with that name, though.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's again, you use slang enough, people will catch up, systems will catch up, AI will catch up.
Yeah, it's like, yep.
So you have Gil Bates warning of horrible things and urging world leaders to use germ games to prepare. Germ games, more event 201s that just happened to happen right before the big plague upon the land. So the White House decided January 4th is going to be the day. So that's the day for their dates for men. And again, we take the latter part of that term and put it in front of the other to get the official word. If you guys follow, I know the regulars follow. But yeah, he's planning, and this is number 46. It's so fascinating the way he looks absolutely different every single day.
He does. They must be getting new ones in every week or something.
Yeah, I guess, what did they decide? Okay, today is Sunday, so we're going to roll out, the first one, and then they're going to roll out the second ones on Mondays, the third on Tuesday, the fourth. Maybe they do it that way because we have heard there's 7 versions.
Well, instead of just having 7 suits hanging in the closet, you just have 7 beings hanging out in the closet. Say, okay, go get Monday.
So if he's hanging in the closet, where do they attach the hook?
Oh, gross. I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't think that far into it.
It's Friday. It's time for JB clone number 5 to roll out. Oh no, that's the one that gets lost in the garden, or the one that gets lost going to the bathroom.
I bet they all have a unique personality, I'm sure.
Well, it's better than using number 6. You know what happened last time?
What about number 2?
Number 6 did number 2 in front of
That's
everybody.
right, he did.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, and he's going to expand this dates for men. It's going to basically end up covering 2/3 of the entire workforce in the country. It's pretty obvious that there is a strong desire out there by these powers that be that want to see the entire globe, in a certain way. And here we see a Vietnamese. Now, this is an interesting one because we were talking about this basically yesterday. Vietnamese tanker detained by the IRGC. Now, this is the Iranian Republican Guard, reportedly seen transferring oil to an Iranian ship. And when you look deeper in, remember there was reports that the United States, Iran was saying the United States had tried to take oil from a tanker. Well, this is basically saying that oil was taken from a tanker and Iran's taking it back. And, this is with a Vietnamese ship in the Sea of Oman. So if anybody has any doubts that and this is kind of like, well, you could look at it as piracy or you could look at it as WAR. Either way you look at it, it's most definitely a sign that things are going up as far as ratcheting tensions. And we talked also about the U.S. ships, Navy ships, that were heading into the Black Sea. And we see now the Russian Navy is going to be tailing and keeping track of the USS Mount Whitney as it enters the Black Sea. This is the United States Sixth Fleet's flagship, and preparing for major military drills in the Mediterranean. I mean, this is all they do is drill now, everywhere. Drill one spot and then another and then another. And as we've seen, subs go into port and then just, instead of, giving the guys a typical leave, they just turn right around, just like it's wartime, and head straight back out. And then we see over in Alaska, Governor Dunleavy issues administrative order defending Alaska from federal government overreach. And so Alaskan governor, and this is the office of the governor here of the great state of Alaska. Today, Alaskan Governor Mike Dunleavy took action against the efforts of number 46, which clone? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine, to undermine the sovereignty of the state of Alaska. And so the governor issued administrative order number 325, laying out the steps Alaska's state government will take to protect its constitution and the right of Alaskans from blatant federal overreach. Very strong wording. And so we've seen many states doing this now. And again, we just had a few elections, interesting outcome in Virginia, and interesting in New Jersey as well, especially when you go deep into the details. And, what will 2022 look like and what will 2024 look like? Oof, time will tell, but most definitely the Great Divide is getting bigger. And this is how strange sounds, and they say they are trying to exterminate us, reducing our fertility. Radioactive material and pesticides among new contaminants found in U.S. tap water. Do you remember the day when you drank water out of the tap? That doesn't happen for a lot of people anymore, and that's a good thing, especially if your water looks like what they had up in Flint, Michigan. Horrid situation, and it just gets to the fact that why are things allowed to get so bad when you have all this corporate toxicity out there, literally poisoning the water? And as we've said before, sperm rates are down 60%. For infertility is skyrocketing. People aren't having kids like they used to. And, all those projections of the globe being swamped in people, nowhere to go, anywhere for privacy come 2100. Now the projections are starting to go the opposite way, where we are actually going to be seeing a population reduction. And then many will chime out, rightly enough so, and say, well, we're seeing a massive one just at the moment, you know? And when you look at what's allowed, you got to say, why? Why? Because, you know, all the toxicity leads to problems like cancer, reproductive disruption, liver disease, and more. And these PFASs, these forever chemicals, are just totally, you know, ruining the health of so many people. You gotta wonder why. Why are things allowed to be like this? And by the way, you know, this, I'll give you guys all the links as always. You know, it's just ridiculous. There's things to know about filtration systems too, and this article gets into it because there's pros and cons with kind of every system. You know, from carbon, activated carbon, reverse osmosis, distillation as well, ion exchange, ozone too is a possibility. We're going to be talking more about ozone in the future. I want to first um, get together more information for you guys. Some of you might notice if you go and you read down in under the videos, down below Medicinal Foods is another company that we've tried a product of, and it's been pretty amazing, and we think it is something that some people might find interesting, and we'll go into more detail.
Yeah, we'll do a whole show
with that. We'll do a whole show, but there is a link there. Again, that is something that we're getting behind because the guides were adamant that they wanted us to have it. They insisted, well, you know, free will. They'll obviously this is our lives. This is your life. So we are here with, and we're supposed to have free will. And you know, Alaskan governor is pushing back for the free will of his people up there, as well as so many other governors. Um, but you know, they were very, very adamant that they thought this would be something that would be a key thing to have in these times with everything going on. So be aware of your tap water, and you know, really go look. You should be able to find the results of what your tap water tests out at. As it, I've seen it in numerous communities in which I've lived. You can access it. You know, you can go to county websites and ask about it, or you could call up a town hall and find out because you know the results may be shocking.
Right. You know, you just never know, and it's always best to know, and that way you know what you're dealing with. And always detox, 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 detox. That never hurts anything.
Absolutely, that's another thing that has to be happening on a regular basis. So again, we want to thank all of our patrons because we couldn't do it without your support there and over on Ko-Fi as well. And also all that have been enjoying medicinal foods. When you use the coupon code EEA, it gets you 5% off the order. And then as you fill up your cart, you could get up to 25% off and free shipping. Lots of good, healthy products there, as many people are basically stockpiling right now because of the supply chain issues.
Yes, they are, and this isn't a bad thing to be stocked up on. So,
and thanks our brother Mark for your support over on Patreon as well.
Thank you so much. We do appreciate it.
As always, guys, stay prepared out there. God bless and namaste.
Namaste.